Ladies and gentlemen, we are now live, figuratively and literally, in prime time, the brightest lights, the biggest stage. And we're here with someone, well, whose name is Brightside. And we're going to get his story in a few minutes. We're going to talk about all things related into WCE Fight or Fright. Will we talk about anything else when it comes to the Devil's Playground and Backyard Brawl? Stay tuned. But first, before I get into who is Mr. Brightside and maybe a certain individual might want to, well, let's say put up a fight, or very well, let's just say maybe have a fight that may, well, let's say frighten him and everybody else in WCE. I want to take a moment, though, before we do anything else. And I want to thank and congratulate WCE on their historic effort this past weekend. Because for those that don't know right now, WCE had one of the most successful shows of the 2024 BYW season. It was most recently this Sunday. WCE's Wisconsin Apocalypse has now reached over 3,000 plus views. And also on top of that, WCE has now reached 700 and growing subscribers. We often talk a lot about on this platform the negativity and all these different shoots. Well, I'm going to shoot it for a few minutes on WCE, but in a different way before I get to this man's story, because I have a few things to say about this, and I have a few things that I want to present to WCE to boot. You know, it was a few short months ago that WCE was considered, that's right, considered to be on, let's say, its deathbed. WCE was considered to be almost a taboo topic. WCE almost you couldn't mention anymore on Sportswire. WCE was the company that put backyard wrestling on Sportswire Radio's radar. And in many ways, WCE put Sportswire Radio on its road to 1,000 subscribers. But there was no company that maybe in anywhere, backyard, independent, underground, you name it, a pro wrestling, that took the beating that WCE took for over 1 year on Sportswire Radio. And it was a matter of fact, it was even last year at this time, WCE removed itself from coverage for Sportswire Radio for a brief time. And it was a few short months ago that WCE had, let's just say, a catastrophe, almost a national catastrophe in what was said and what was done. But let it be known that here's the truth. WCE is not only back, it's back where it belongs, to be near the top of the backyard wrestling circuit. Because this is when you make change and you make the right change. WCE has done that. In the last 3 months alone, since that maybe watershed moment that could have changed the fate very well of WCE, WCE has gained 150 plus subscribers. Wisconsin Apocalypse started the day with over 1,000, ended yesterday with 2,000, and it's well over 3,000 plus views. You know, maybe we should think about it and say, WCE, maybe WCE is open for business, and maybe some big names in the backyard wrestling circuit who had, maybe understandably or not understandably, reasons why to say WCE, he should skip that place. WCE, Craven Rage, he didn't beat anybody. Sean Jovi, he's the only reason I go there. Who cares about anybody else? Well, not so fast. And maybe not so fast when it comes to the likes of the real deal Anthony Steele. He said a lot about WCE. Well, WCE's back, and, well, WCE's now gotten more views than almost, let's say, some of the other biggest companies that come on figuratively anywhere in the wrestling world. How about the headline Aaron Blaze? The headline Aaron Blaze, who's blazed his trail in promotion after promotion. Maybe it's time to look to Wisconsin. Maybe it's time to come to WCE, because after all, WCE is back. And WCE's had more views than almost any other backyard wrestling company show the entire season. Maybe it's time, let's say, the nemesis, James Taylor, the legendary ROEW owner. Maybe if he goes on a road trip one day. Maybe it's the WCE. Maybe it's the Appleton. Last year at this time, we saw the IMF and WC square off in a, historical watershed moment. Some say that was maybe where WC's demise all started, when Omen Black was calling out Craven Rage and other individuals, and WC couldn't take the heat. Well, guess what? Maybe next year, next season, who knows? Maybe the IMF and WC can mix it up again. The viewership has decided they want WC back again. WC is open for business. How about those guys who are going to try from a trampoline to bounce on WC and put the nail in the coffin? Well, I think now, no matter what happens between STBW and WCE, WC ain't going anywhere. And if STBW controls it, especially after what we just saw this past weekend with 3,000 plus views, I think any wise business owner ain't putting any nail in the coffin in WC. But what about some other big names in the backyard in the underground wrestling circuit? I heard Yoshi Matsuda talk about that. He wants to fight guys like Jack Delta. We wish Jack all the best in dealing with. Hey, headline Aaron Blaze we mentioned. He mentioned Big Man Cam. By the way, Big Man Cam, the ROW champion. Maybe it's time he consider coming to WC. He's also a Midwest guy. But maybe you, Mr. Matsuda, from Australia, instead of thinking about other places, maybe WCE has got to, maybe think about coming here to Appleton. Ace Reed, you're supposed to be coming to America. Well, WCE's back. You want to go somewhere with views? WCE just basically, broke the internet. Anybody that comes on here and said, the demise of WCE was about to happen, that WCE was dead, there were people that told me not to cover WC anymore. Don't give them coverage. Yeah, you've been loyal to them. Yeah, you've been great in working with WC all these years, but it's hopeless. WCE, there's nothing you can do to save them. There's nothing you can do to change what WC's direction is they're on. WCE and Craven Rage, we're going to go the ways of, let's say, I don't know, Loose Cannon and Silver Wolf and who knows, C2K and all these other people that people made a mockery of. Xavier Thorne. But no, not so fast, ladies and gentlemen, because when you support someone like me in WCE, we wouldn't be where we are today without WC. And I'm not like other places and other promotions and other promoters. I stand with the people that believe in me. I stand with the people. And no matter who you are, where you are, this is a message tonight. That in WCE or anywhere, if you work with me and you work with Sportswire, you can come back. Because let this be known, ladies and gentlemen, this is maybe the greatest comeback story in backyard of wrestling history. In some ways, you can look at this is, let's say, remember what happened to WWF in the 1990s when they kept losing and losing and losing? And it all of a sudden seemed to be hopeless. It was hopeless that the WWF would never beat WCW. Well, I don't know if WC is going to be the number one backyard wrestling company around. There's so many companies out there, and I don't want to disrespect anybody and leave anybody out. But what I have learned, that WCE made changes just like the WWF did, and they went into a new era. And WCE is back. And WC is going to be back for a long time on Sportswire and anywhere else in the backyard in the underground wrestling circuit. I'm going to get to our guest. Don't you worry about that. We'll definitely get the bright side of the story. But WCE coming back truly shows that if you work with this platform, you work with yours truly, and you want to be supported, you want to come here, and you acknowledge that there's only one platform that is in prime time, the brightest lights, the biggest stage, you too can come back. You too can grow. And the doors are open in WCE. The doors are open because the truth be known, all Wrestling Matters wouldn't have happened without WC. We're going to find out on Halloween, a Devil's Playground, a backyard brawl. We're going to find out what STBW and WC can bring together in their own open collaboration. But let it be known that we'll get into Mr. Brightside. But tonight, we're going to take a few minutes to recognize WCE's amazing comeback. And I want to say this. Maybe sometimes the wrestling gods smile on people. Maybe the wrestling gods do smile, because last week we honored the late, great Tim Mecca. And I know he's looking down and he's smiling at the fact that he was one of those people when people told him in Wisconsin to give up on WC because guys like JDT, who thought they could make it in the Indies. By the way, where is JDT these days? Where is he? Well, I know Craven Rage ran him out of town, and I know that JDT ain't want nothing. He ain't want nothing because he knows in WCE he can't hang and cut the mustard with the new generation of WCE stars. But let it be known that Tim Mecca, he believed in WCE. He believed that you don't give up on those who were loyal and those who supported you and believed in you. And WCE, the wrestling gods, are smiling on you. Tim Mecca and the wrestling gods said, you know what? Not so fast. WCE's always been with Sportswire. WCE always said, we want to work with Sportswire. And Tim Mecca, I know right now, he's smiling at this moment. Last week we honored him, but tonight he's smiling because he didn't give up on WCE. And a lot of people told me from a lot of places, not just in the backyard, to give up on WCE. WCE shot their foot. They shot themselves in a way that they could never come back. People told the likes of Sean Jovi, don't come back to Sportswire, represent WCE. Don't even talk about WCE on Sportswire. Not so fast, ladies and gentlemen. Not so fast. WCE is back. WCE is here to stay. And I got a couple of things to recognize WCE for, because I want to get to our guest. And I'm going to get to him because he's got a lot to say. And he's been a huge part of the amazing WCE comeback. But first of all, let's give this and put this up on the screen. Congratulations, WCE. Congratulations for 3,000 plus views on your YouTube channel for the historic Wisconsin Apocalypse, which everybody in the world is talking about right now. In the world is talking about it. And this is for everybody in the locker room. This is for everybody in management. This is for Liz especially. This is for everybody that believed in themselves to never give up and to make the changes, positive changes, take constructive criticism, not be like another owner in another state that basically wants to dictate the tempo and then doesn't do anything to promote themselves and expect you to basically feed them, clean them, and basically wipe their asses. Not so fast. The true promoters, the true people who know how to succeed, they do the approach that WC did. This is an example of what a turnaround can be like. This is what a turnaround can be of one of the greatest comebacks in wrestling history. And I'm not done. I'm not done recognizing WCE because WCE just surpassed 700 subscribers. I remember when WCE had that moment, that unfortunate catastrophe, and they were just a little over 500 subscribers. And people said, oh, it's finished. WCE can't come back. They're going to go the way of, like I said, other individuals that they got enough of a mention. WCE, no. WCE made the change. WCE and the people that worked there, they decided that, you know what? I am the people. I am going to take constructive criticism and use it in a way to make a difference. WCE has made a difference. WCE is a part of our community, and WCE has shown that they will always be here on Sportswire, but not even that. WCE will be right in the discussion with those companies that everybody raves about, and especially who we've honored on this platform, ROEW, TBW, who's here Thursday, XCW, IMF, all those promotions. WCE is back, and they're open for business. WCE is a company that we should mention. Maybe we should mention them more often because WCE hit 3,000 views for a show. There are so many wonderful companies out there, and I can't thank them enough. I cannot thank them enough for everything that they've done for our sport. But WCE, once again, deserves to be in the discussion of all of the great companies that work with us here on Sportswire, NEW, TF Crew, UWA, TBW, Resurrection, IMF, most certainly a company, again, that has worked side by side with WC in the past. STBW. We just had on BCW Pro earlier tonight. YBW. You name a company that's been here, well, WCE deserves to be back right in the discussion of one of those top companies. They deserve to be mentioned with DBW and VTW and all those companies that they make it known that they need to be here. Well, you know what? WCE made those changes. WCE, and this one's a personal one tonight. I know we're going to get to Mr. Brightside. I know I'm way over what I was supposed to say, but this is a company that I don't know if I'm here right now without WCE. I don't know if Sportswire is what it is today because of this company, these people, the management like Liz, yes, Mike also, and the people in the locker room. Without them, I'm probably talking to some wanker at 4 o'clock in the afternoon with 3 people watching in the British wrestling scene who probably couldn't tie their own shoes live on Sportswire. How do you like that, ladies and gentlemen? We wouldn't be on this road to 1,000 subscribers if it wasn't for WCE. WCE is open for business, and let it be known to the world that WCE has made one of the greatest comebacks in wrestling history. And I want to look at these big names tonight that come on this platform. I want to hear from the James Taylors, the Anthony Steeles, the Aaron Blazes, the Big Man Cams, the Judas the Evil Angel, the Maxwell Reeves who was here before, the foreigners like Yoshimatsu Matsuda, and the likes of Ace Reed, and all the other people that come onto this platform, D'Angelo LaFlame especially, all the big names that travel. If you travel, maybe it's time you reconsider coming to Wisconsin once again, because Wisconsin's back. Wisconsin's open for business, and you might get maybe more views in Wisconsin than somewhere else you go to. So maybe it's time, ladies and gentlemen, that you reevaluate and put Wisconsin back on the map again, because Wisconsin certainly made those changes, and this is a watershed moment. This is truly, once again, before we go to the opening and get our guest on, because I know he wants to basically beat me up like Sean Jovi does. We'll get to that in a minute. But the facts is that this is a great comeback. And this is for the people that believed in WC, for a locker room that their morale was what it was, because they heard from people all across this circuit that came on this platform. WC was a punchline. WC was a joke. WCE, you can't talk with them. You can't watch them. They've had these guys that can't wrestle. They didn't screen them, and they couldn't talk on Sportswire. Well, not so fast, ladies and gentlemen. WCE is back. WCE is here to stay, and WCE is where it belongs as one of the premier companies in the backyard in the underground wrestling circuit, and I'm proud of this company. I'm proud to have covered this company, and I think the best is yet to come, and it's good to see WCE where it was when it first came to Sportswire Radio, and I think we're going to reach even more highs, and I'm looking at every single promoter, every single promotion, every single talent. You should certainly now come and visit Wisconsin again, because WCE is back. And if you work with Sportswire, this too can happen. I know all of our great promotions who have done so much great work with us on Sportswire, and it was the greatest week in Sportswire Radio last week. We honored Tim Mecca. Anthony Steele returned. We had on all the great talent, such as from the IMF. Ledger Shade came here. D'Angelo LaFlame, Yoshimatsu Matsuda. What a week it was on Sportswire. It has put us on the road to 1,000 subscribers. But like I said, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be standing next to you if it wasn't for WC. So you better believe it. WC is back, and it's time to reevaluate next season those plans. And you know what? I'm going to break the fourth wall for a second. And this might get some people really upset right now. But you know what? I think about those great days in the GBYW, and you know what? If Rad Hazard's out there, maybe you, Rad Hazard. Maybe you should consider one more stop in Wisconsin. Maybe you should consider maybe a match or two out here, because the viewership says WCE is open for business, and people are watching. And they're watching some of the great talents, like our champion Chaz J, our golden ticket winner, who we're going to hear from shortly, and Mr. Brightside, our interstate champion, Jonathan Pierce, who's made his own amazing comeback. We can never forget about Sean Jovi. Certainly Catalyst, James Marshall, pound for pound, one of the very best. How about Ray Oos? Ray Oos has even come back a little bit. How about Sean Jovi? Yeah, he's here every week. He's turned into James Taylor and Anthony Steele. Even Sinister. Everybody in that locker room, and along with Liz, Darkfire, you all have shown that you belong to be in the discussion with everybody else. The companies that maybe their editing isn't that great, or maybe something else, but they get more of the attention, or whatever it might be. WCE is here to stay. And ladies and gentlemen, it is time to now recognize our guest. We're going to now get to where the meat and potatoes on why you should follow WCE. Because this man, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to be wondering, and now you're going to want to tune into WCE again, because maybe if you left him a year ago when the IMF certainly came to town, or maybe you left him 3 or 4 months ago, now you're going to want to tune in, because we got a story for a guy that you might be wondering, who is he? We're going to find out right now. He's got a lot to say. He's going to be making a lot of waves. And it's time to give him the introduction. But we'll start off by singing, "That's life, that's life. What people say that WCE is back and WCE is open for business. They mismade the greatest comeback story in backyard wrestling history. That's life." Now we're going to introduce our guest because his name has right in it, and we're in prime time, the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform that WC helps build. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for the man that we're going to about to introduce. So with without further ado, here on the Sportzwire, number one, Level Sports Show, the 2024 Golden Ticket recipient. His name is simply put, Mr. Brightside.
Oh, Tom, I love it. Oh, Tom, I'm so good. Tom. Oh, it is a pleasure to be here. Oh, that was a great introduction. I'm so excited to be here. It is an honor. You are a legend among you, my friend.
I appreciate that very much, and certainly I appreciate you being as patient as you were in that speech, but I felt that speech needed to be said.
Very well needed. I appreciate it. I appreciate WC for what they do for me. They allow me to get inside the ring and beat other men down into submission, and it's just the funnest thing possibly to.
Well, we're happy to have you, and certainly a lot to get into here. But since I know you were here last week, and obviously last week we saw sort of what I guess maybe in a way what you might be previewing to one individual, which I'll get to later. But I want to ask you this question for those that are listening and watching here in prime time, the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform that WC helped build. I ask you simply put, who is Mr. Brightside?
Sorry, Mr. Brightside. See, I come from in here, in here. See, I watched behind his Kodak Kids, cowardly eyes. You know, he held a strength, but he had no idea how to harness it. So you go back and you watch. James rolls him up, 1, 2, 3, and he loses the title in a second. In a second, just one. Then all of a sudden, being locked in here for so long, there's a crack in the void, so to speak. There is this vulnerability. See, I've been locked inside here for so long. It's that old saying, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and over. That's all I did, and then finally, once, see, there's him, there's me, and then there's this body. Now I have the control. And now, see, there's two reasons why we do this, Tom. I'm sure you feel the same way that you do your podcast, do your talk show, do your Facebook, you go on TikTok, you go on YouTube, you
Yes,
do all your things.
I do.
Yes, yes, I do it because I love it. I love I love everything about it. I love going in there and doing everything you can to win, and then watching other people do everything they can to win. And then they beat you down, and they beat you down, and you laugh in their face, and then they wonder how is he doing? And that's where I get my kicks. And I just know I'm the very fucking best at it.
You are the best at it, but do you feel that you enjoy pain? Is pain something you've talked about this? Do you get joy from pain?
What?
Do you get joy
So,
from pain? Joy
who in
from
the
pain.
hell said that?
Well, that's
Why would I get joy from pain? It hurts.
it
But
hurts.
there is a thing I do get joy from. When people try to inflict it and it does nothing. Nothing they can do
So
with
you
their
don't
power.
feel anything. So the pain really, it's almost in a way, it is your joy, basically. It's what you use to motivate you, right? It's a motivation because now look at what you've done recently, right? What you've done these past several weeks. You've defeated Sinister not once but twice. There's a man we're going to get to, I'm sure, later on. You've beaten him, and boy, he's got his own problems right now. And you're the guy sitting pretty right now with that golden ticket. That golden ticket that could certainly
I got
bring
a
you.
golden ticket. I got a golden ticket. And yes, the golden ticket is locked safe away. I cannot. Oh, it's the unpredictable entity, just like me. Something very very fitting, I think.
Hmm, very fitting. What does it mean to you to have the golden ticket then?
It means that I can go at any time. I can go after Chaz J, who is, I believe, very admirable. Very, very admirable
But
opponent.
he holds something that you lost rather controversially in some ways.
Yeah, James beat me, but did he? I gave him the win. I told him to do it. I told him, hit me with the
What
chair, hit it.
you gave him, but in some ways, what you gave him led to at the moment that people really, for real, thought that would be the nail in the coffin to WCE. So that's ironic. You gave him the victory, but what happened afterward led to that people they almost all they talked about was until well tonight because that's all now been put to bed. But in a way, you gave him a victory, which makes you the death of W. In some
If
ways, maybe you could say, are you more responsible for WC's demise than anyone else originally by giving James that victory?
Yeah, it's safe to say that if I would have won, then Craven or Sinister never would have
Whatever his
taken the
name is.
title from
Yeah.
me. Never would have taken it from me because I've beaten him. He's got one victory, and I've got three on him. I beat him. I beat him back at Scar Sweat and Tears.
Yep.
I took James Marshall's win. Oh, and I'm not done with James, but I'll eventually get to him.
I want to
He's
talk
on the
about
back.
that for a second because it's funny because you're involved with, let's just say, two wrestlers that have been wondering what their own future is like. And you just mentioned James Marshall and the unhinged
Yeah.
James Marshall, our catalyst. And he seems to also trying to figure out himself and, well, let's even say how to beat another individual named Sinister. And maybe in some ways, his demise is also a part of because of what you've put him through in a sense. Can you say that maybe?
Uh, yeah, you could say that, I
Yeah.
guess. I mean, see, the thing with James is weird.
Yeah,
Um,
I know it
if
well.
if I wouldn't have done what I did in that triple threat at Scars, Sweat, and Tears, he would have had him. He would have had that win. But see, the thing with James is he's gonna do it to win, to inflict as much damage as possible. And as I've shown, I can take as much damage as possible. James, and then for me, James is just he's somebody that you're gonna get in that ring through those ropes, and it's gonna be a fight. It's gonna be a fight, and
But you
that's
seem
what
to
we
like
do,
fighting,
right?
though. You seem to like going through these things because it seems like in many ways it motivates you. It seems that you get more, I guess, into the moment to delivering. I mean, from what I've seen recently from you since even that moment, you've been, well, let's just say bright side, like you've been bright life. And that's kind of why, in many ways, you always say, that's life, that's life. That's kind of what you've been since these last few months.
All right, Tom, you got me. I love it. I love it. I love the pain. I love the enjoyment. I love watching them do everything they can to keep somebody down, but they can't keep me down. I'm the very best to walk through those ropes. See, Kodak Kid, yeah, he held the power, but he didn't know how to harness it. He couldn't do it. He just
I
he
don't
was
even
weak.
know who that is. Who is that? Remind me, please.
Oh, Tom, you're so funny. Oh, you're a funny guy, man. Oh, you got me. If I have to go through pain to get the kick out of this, or go through the pain, I think these things make you who you are. It's not the highs that make you who you are. It's what happens when you're in the down and you're in the low. What happens then? That's what matters, Tom. See,
Yeah.
because Sean
Well, I'm
Joey's
going
in
to
the
get to
high, but
him.
look what happened to him.
I'm going to get to him. Oh, I'm going to get to him. But I
Oh,
want to I want to
oh,
save him because I got a lot to say about Sean Jovi. I got a lot to say about him, but you seem to be a guy right now that I wouldn't want to be in a darkened alley with. You seem to be a guy that might be the most intriguing, let's say, ingredient to this whole WCE comeback, this renaissance that WCE has had. I mean, the numbers don't lie. YouTube seems to say that Mr. Brightside, people want to see more of him. So maybe in many ways, I mean, you aren't as predictable as or
oh.
unpredictable as people may say. It's almost to me as if it's not a matter of what you say, or it's almost a matter of what you don't say, because you seem to, again, do things in the ring that your opponents, they can't figure out.
See, that's isn't that the best part about it, though? You sit and you scout an opponent, right? But see me, I don't like doing the same thing twice.
Hmm.
See all these wrestlers out there. Sean, Sean, Sean's Sean's got the splash and he's got the bulldog, but I know, yeah, I know. And then James, he's got that cannonball, but I know. You got Craven, he's got. See, I know. But the thing is what does Mr. Brightside have? Hmm?
I don't know. I don't know.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows, and that's the thing, and nobody's gonna know. I think a wise man once said, "The only thing you know about Brightside, the only thing that's for sure about Brightside is nothing's for sure."
And maybe
Isn't
that's
that
the
the?
way. And maybe that's the way it should be.
Oh, it's the way it's gonna be. That's for sure. Ugh, sorry.
Well, while you figure that out, I'm going to put a link up because a lot of people want to talk to you. But first of all, WCE is back. WCE is open for business. And WCE just recently surpassed 700 subscribers. And they've hit 150 plus subscribers in 3 months since that watershed moment, some would say, was going to lead to the real nail in the coffin. And their most recent show, the Golden Ticket Gauntlet, hit 3,000 plus views. 3,000. That's right,
Whew.
3,000 plus. And we're here with the golden ticket recipient. He won that gauntlet. That is the one and only Mr. Brightside. Mr.
Now,
Brightside.
why the sudden spike in views, Tom? Why do you think? Do you think it's because of Chaz J? Do you think it's because of James Marshall, or do you know it's about for Mister Brightside? Am I right or am I?
I think that Mr. Brightside played a part in that, but I think that everybody in WCE played a role
Oh,
in that. I think everybody, or you don't think so? You think it was just you alone? What do you think? What do you think about WC's amazing comeback and WCE being back where it was 2 years ago? WCE back where it was before, well, Omen Black, some would say, punked out Craven Rage for all those months. And another guy that was around once upon a time with a name, and they would come on and almost punk out Craven Rage in WC. Other names like Anthony Steele and James Taylor, that they had, their opinions of WC, and other people through the grapevine. But what do you think about WC's comeback? And is it you're the reason, or is it what else do you think, or if anything at all?
WCE's comeback is a long time coming, as most people would say. No, I don't believe it was all me. I do believe everybody did play a part in it. Chaz J, if you look at the wrestling and you look at the behind the scenes, and I don't want to be the one to do it, but the fourth wall, that fourth wall, Chaz J did the very best promo in backyard wrestling. Easy.
He
There
did.
was one that you could the fire he had. Oh man, I can't wait to get into the ring with him, and one day I will. But then you have James and Craven, the story behind it. Oh my lord, that James wants
How about
Craven so
Jonathan
bad,
Pierce?
and I
How about
know what
Jonathan
it's
Pierce?
like to want Craven. I know what
I
it's
mean,
like to want
executioner
Sinister.
Jonathan Pierce, a man you certainly know. He's come back into the picture and he just beats people up. I mean, WC seems like
Oh,
people, they're interested in that.
oh,
They want to see these stories. They want
Jonathan
to see
Pierce,
these characters.
the big guy, the interstate champ. Oh my lord,
You
he
know him, you
slammed me so
wrestled him.
hard, I'm still feeling it.
Dealing with this
Oh, he
guy
is
here, I'm going
strong.
to get to him in a little while, but you obviously seem like you kind of called your own shot on Sportswire last week with this guy.
1, 2, 3.
And look at what he's feeling here. Look at with what he's feeling.
Look at that. Look at you poor little guy. He pretends to be such a big man, but at his heart he is just a little guy. I stand above him.
So
Watch
you think
him.
then that he is almost somebody that, well, maybe deep down he's got a lot more fears and maybe he's got more fright than fight?
I believe Sean Jovi is afraid. Very, very afraid.
Do
Once
you
he
think things
knows
are catching up to him? Do you think that everything, last year at this time, everybody was talking about Jovi, but maybe some can say that even though Jovi was this summer of Jovi and this amazing Jovi story, but hear me out on this. Sure, Jovi had this renaissance, right? Jovi was going to all these places and he traveled to all these places, but WCE during that was stumbling. WCE was mumbling and it was bumbling and it was fumbling away what it had when it built this platform. And isn't that ironic that while Jovi was successful, WCE was in, well, its worst condition, and then it turned out to be guys like you and Chaz J and Jonathan Pierce that have maybe led the WCE comeback. What do you think on all that?
Sean Jovi is the WCE. He's the face. As I said before earlier in the week, as I appreciate that you played my message. In
I
that
did.
message, I said he was the measuring stick. He was the
You did.
nonchalant. He's the real deal. He's the Omen Black. He is the very best to do it right now, except for me. Sean
He
Jovi, I'll give him
had his
all the
number.
credit in the world. But let me ask you, Tom. So you said the summer of Jovi.
It was the
Yeah.
summer of Jovi last year, and
What
the summer
comes
of Jovi
after? What comes
fall,
after summer? Fall.
fall, yeah, fall.
So, so, so exactly that. Just like the seasons, it's gonna go from the summer of Jovi to the fall of Jovi.
Well, we'll find out. We'll certainly find out. There's a lot of people I know that want to talk, and I'm going to certainly do that in a few minutes. But
Woo.
I want to ask you one more follow up on that. Not yet on Mr. Jovi. I want to come back to him about 5 or 10 minutes. A lot of people want to say hello. I want to get to them. But isn't it ironic to you, Mr. Brightside, that as Jovi's career had this renaissance, WCE was in its worst condition? WCE's the viewership dropped, and the WCE
Um,
became this punchline, this laughing stock. Isn't that ironic to you?
yes, and the thing about irony is it's always true. You know what I mean? It's yes, it's very ironic, but I don't believe in coincidences, if you know
No,
what
you
I mean.
don't. Okay,
No, no,
you don't.
definitely not. Sean had this renaissance in other companies thrived. WCE plummeted, but then
WCE
Sean
plummeted to
Jovi
the
came
point that it
back.
was considered to be a joke. The people told me, don't talk about WCE. People told me, WCE, just don't bring them up. Don't have them on Sportswire anymore. That's what people said. But yet WCE's back. WCE, listen, I mean, we can go through the numbers compared to other feds.
Oh
WCE's
yeah,
viewership just broke all of them. They broke the doors open. I mean, right now, realistically speaking, there's only 2, 3 promotions maybe that got the views that what Wisconsin Apocalypse got the entire year. The entire year.
yeah. I am very proud of the company that I stand with, and then that reminds me is everybody wants to know. Everybody wanted to know is Brightside stand with WC versus STVW. Oh, those guys really,
Those
really get me.
trampoliners there, boy, those trampoliners. What the irony that the trampoliners who they thought they were going to put the
Put the
nail in the
nail in the
coffin of
coffin, right?
WC. Yeah,
No,
well, no matter
no.
what happens, they're going to certainly want to now claim control of WC because WC is worth something now. Now that WC is open for business and WC's got the viewership, if these trampoliners, these young whippersnappers, if they beat you guys on Halloween, they're going to want to now control the company and run it the way they want because now there's value to WC. How about that?
My answer to that is imagined. So we got Nolan. Nolan, he's probably
Nolan
what?
Money McDermott.
He's
Nolan Money.
probably what? Maybe 5'6" and 150 pounds soaking wet, right? Put him
That's
up
probably
against Sean Jovi.
well.
Sean would crush him like
But
a bug.
that's if Sean Jovi has anything left. Because I'm gonna get to Sean Jovi. That's if Sean Jovi has anything left. Because
Unfortunately for him, he'll have everything left. I believe in him, but
you do.
unfortunately, he's the only guy that stands in my way to prove that I'm the one that should be in the spotlight, the one that should be renowned as the best backyard wrestler out there.
Well, you is certainly in that discussion. I don't know who is the best, but I know WCE is back, and Mr. Brightside certainly played a huge role in WCE making one of the greatest comebacks in wrestling history. What a story this is. What an amazing comeback. And this is where we're so happy to talk about. I know there's a lot of people here in the chat. Let me get to some people. I want to say hello to my friend DD out there. I hope you're having a lovely and blessed day out there. Thank you for being so lovely and blessed out there. I want to now put some things up here on the chat because I got a lot of people that want to talk to you. And look at that. He's even put my name on his forehead. I don't think my friend out there is going to put my name on their forehead. I wouldn't recommend it, but you certainly seem to do that. My friend, who I know is watching, probably wouldn't do the same thing. I wouldn't mind if they would. It'd probably be a bad idea. But let's get to that. Let me get to this.
Let's get to the chat.
A lot of people want to talk to you, and I want to make sure they come into the conversation. Hi, Mr. Brightside, and hi to the Reverend Tom. Right, Zilla was here a little while ago, and she says all wrestling matters. Yes, congratulations, WC. Just an amazing comeback. We're so happy WCE is back on Sportswire. Management is here. I believe this is Liz and Mr. Golden Ticket, Mr. Brightside. There you have it.
Hi, boss lady.
Yep. Hello, Zilla. Hello there, Orbiting Doom. How you doing? I hope you were having some doom. Doom and gloom. But it's official. WC's doors are open. We kept the faith and we fixed our act. The future is bright. Boy, it feels good. Again, breaking the fourth wall feels so good for everybody in WC that they are back. They are so back where they belong. I know this was a long time. People didn't believe in it, but sometimes the wrestling gods and Tim Mecca, they're smiling out there. They're smiling, and there's an old adage: a rising tide will always lift all boats. And I think Tim Mecca, he's upstairs right now, and he lifted WCE. God bless Tim Mecca, and God bless WCE. Hello to Sean Jovi, but his name is Sean Jovi. I don't know where the last name came in there. Yes, hello, Jovi. Yes, hello to Tim Mecca, not Tom. Yes, we'll send a condolences. Thank you, Zilla. Yes, and growing 3,000 views. C2K is in the house. I think he was mentioned or not mentioned, or he's just here. But we say hi to C2K. Is he wrestling still in the ring? Is he in the ring? I don't know. But thank you, C2K, for tuning in. Good to see you. I know C2K is doing some faith-based work. Appreciate that. I hope the show is going well for you when you're doing on Facebook. Anybody talk about that recently? Let me know. We made the change, and we're not going down. That's for sure. WCE is back, and yes, you can see my name. Nicholas Crenton's in the house, a man that I'm sure you have a few words to say about. Still feels like a fever. What do you think about Nicholas Crenton? He seems to have a problem with Jonathan Pierce. What do you think on that?
Jonathan Pierce hits hard.
Yeah.
I don't think Crenton hits as hard.
Duly noted. I appreciate. Okay, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Okay. Well, we're going to go like this. We're going to go take this off the screen. I'm going to put this back up. Yes, hello to Nicholas Cranston. Yes, hello to C2K. Let's see here. Yes, I think I did mention his name, Rad Hazard. Because you know what? Maybe WCE, he should consider coming to. I mean, do you want to see all these people? I want to ask you a question before I get to more comments. All these people that have talked to you about WC in the past, and they never went through the doors to face you. Do you think now they should come and test their skills to come to WC, or you think that what do you think about that, actually?
Well, I don't say that I'm the best to stand there and run. If anybody would like to come to WC or would like me to come to them, what about the TVWs and the IMFs?
You know what? Well, I tell you what, Ledger Shade, who was here Friday, Ledger Shade is a man that just returned to wrestling. I mean, do you think Ledger Shade should have made his return rather than TBW? Is that what you're telling me right now? That you think that Ledger Shade should have showed up to Wisconsin Apocalypse? I mean, that's an interesting proposition because, listen, more people saw Brightside than anybody else this weekend. I mean, if again, I'm not into that, but if people were to compare, everybody's talking about it right now. WWE of the highest viewed shows of the entire year in backyard wrestling, in the entire year. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Do you think that Ledger Shade should have showed up and wanted to walk down that aisle in Appleton and looked at you? I mean, I don't know.
If he really wanted to make an impact.
Ooh, I see it getting interesting. Ooh, WCE is punching back tonight on Sportswire. Yeah, you know what? I think Rad Hazard, you might want to listen. Adonis Felios is here. He says hello. Yes, hello to Adonis. Yes, hello to Adonis. Mr. Darkron, we wish Darkron very well. He unfortunately is dealing with a horrible injury, just terrible, and we were praying for him. And it's Mr. Brightside, not the Joker or Beetlejuice. I want to put that out there. We're dealing with Mr. Brightside, the 2024 WCE Golden Tickle. Let me say a little first of all before anything else. I got a buddy.
Wait. What did he say?
Said he didn't know if it's Mr. Brightside, Joker, or Beetlejuice.
See, here's the difference between Joker, Beetlejuice, and Mr. Brightside. Joker and Beetlejuice are fictional characters. Mr. Brightside, I assure you, I am very, very real.
I'm looking at him right now. Listen, I'm looking at you right now. I don't think I'm looking at the AI version, but that's just me. What do I know? But thank you,
Uh,
Adonis. Nice to see you, Adonis. We hope you're doing well. And WC is back. Let me, though, get to a plug. A buddy of mine is here. His name's Barry Gutman. Barry's on Twitch. He's got a lot of followers. He's been following us on Sportswire. He's got a group called Amazing Candles. He's got some stuff together. Maybe I'll buy candles for somebody special out there. If there's a special person watching this, you like some Halloween candles, I will buy them for you personally. But Barry is on Twitch. He's got a group Amazing Candles. You want to watch Supermarket Stimulator. I hope you're more stimulated on Sportswire, but Barry has been so kind to share my YouTube link. So I have a couple of people on YouTube. We got some new subscribers. Thank you for that. And I appreciate you, Barry, for your support. He says hello, by the way. He does say hello. So we say hi to Barry. Barry's one of my friends from Brooklyn. Yes.
all right.
Darkon agrees that WCE is making a comeback. And it's a great comeback. To be honest, this is what a lot of people I don't think thought could happen, but it's so good to see WCE back. It's so good that WCE is back on Sportswire. I really felt relevant again. WCE is relevant, and I think a lot of people, it means something. Yes, hello to Darkron. Yes, hello to Darkron. We say hello to Darkron. We're praying for him. Darkron had a horrible incident that we can only hope for the best with. WCE is back. Yes, they are. WCE. That's the theme of tonight's show. WCE is back, and the chat is popping right now. Yes, we love Darkron. Darkron will always be with us, and we're going to honor Darkron. So we're going to put Darkron in the Hall of Fame again. Darkron's going in the Hall of Fame again soon. So you better mark your calendar, Darkron. Find a day in October. We're honoring Darkron for everything he's done for us in our community. Yes, we love that. I don't know what this means, but this Brightside guy is something. Sean Jovi, we're going to find out in a few minutes about you. Want to say hello to my buddies in BCW? I want to give BCW a big round of applause because BCW, they're about to hit 700 subscribers in their own right. And BCW has been good friends of us on Sportswire. We had Maxwell Reeves here, the master of brutality. He was here earlier tonight. I want to give Maxwell a big plug because Maxwell is almost at 700 subscribers. So right now, if you're out there, hit the sub button for my guys, BCW. They're at 698 subscribers. So if you're here right now, there's a bunch of you. You haven't subbed to BCW. Go and sub for them. You've been subbing for me. You've been supporting me. And I want to make sure I support everybody that supports me. Because if you're a friend of mine and you support me, you better believe I'm going to feed you. I'm going to bathe you. I'm going to make sure you are housed. I am going to make sure you go on your merry way to be supported because we're about all wrestling matters and all people matters on Sportswire. So that's my message to you and for anybody else out there, especially that special person that's listening and watching, whoever you might be. Thank you for that. Go sub to BCW. Jovi is still an American rock star. But I'm going to ask you about that. I'm going to ask you about that in a few minutes. Yes, in America. He's American. We may have people laughing at us, but who's got the last laugh now? WCE is back, baby. Hello to Ben Salem Championship Wrestling. Your resident rock star. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to get to that. Zilla stands with STBW. She's team STBW. Yeah. I'm still waiting. Well, the banner's being waved now because all you bandwaggers, come on down. WCE is back. So the banner, listen, now people.
The doors are open.
The doors are open. You can wave the WCE flag again. WCE is alive and well. And everybody that's played a role in it, like Mr. Brightside, Jovi, Crenson, Fire, Liz, Mike, Marshall, Pierce, Oos, Chaz J, so many people. Yes, we're at 700 and growing. Yes. 1,000, WC gets to 1,000. They go into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. We're going to get there. Trust me on that. Yes, we're praying for those. It's Helene, but yes, Hurricane Helene. If you were out there and you were impacted by Hurricane Helene, message me on Sportswire. I will personally help you. Anything I can do? Yes. WC definitely did this for Michael. His father will be proud. We're all proud of WC's amazing comeback. We are all proud of what WC has done in making this unbelievable change. What an amazing comeback. This shows you that there's a lot of good in this world. It is a blessing. Thank God for WC. What an amazing comeback. Hello to Barry. Barry's fired up. Go follow Barry on Twitch. Hardcore Gaming 2120. Amazing candles. Buy him some candles. I'm going to buy you out there. You're watching and listening to this. I know you're sending me messages right now somewhere. You're going to get one, and we're all going to get candles because Mr. Brightside could be we're all having a vigil for Sean Jovi. I'm getting to that soon, real soon. Yes, rip to Pete Rose. Rip to all the people who have been dying. We will honor them on Sportswire. Barry's changed his logo. Hit him up on Twitch, Hardcore Gaming 2121. Barry, also Barry's my buddy from Brooklyn. And Mr. Brightside, I got something for you. I want to play this real quick. I'm going to get to Jovi. I got to play something. So we got a lot of new people here. I want to show you something, Mr. Brightside, that you might want to say, that's life. That's life. I'm going to show you something that's really interesting. You know what this is? I'm going to show it to you. How about that? Me with no mutton chops. That was me without the way this looks. Definitely, that looks different, right? That was a long time ago. Maybe I should have face paint like you had on, and maybe it'd be different. Because that's life. That's life. What do people say? That's what we looked like once upon a time. So there you go.
Tom, you sound just like Frank. It's incredible.
I'm from Brooklyn. He's from Newark. I don't think that's going to happen. And Barry knows me. Barry knows I can't sing, but definitely we appreciate that. WC will support them. We support each other on here. We're going to definitely make that happen in the next few weeks. Thank you, Mr. Kron. We're going to do that. Okay, so I think I've got everybody right where I want them. And that means you, Mr. Brightside, because now, Mr. Brightside, it's time for me to mention a man that I'm kind of dancing around the entire evening. And that is Sean Jovi, America's resident rock star.
I always loved that.
You did?
Resident rock star.
You don't seem to be the rock star type, though.
Oh, no. See, as I watched behind Kodak Kid's eyes, right?
I don't remember who that was.
Kodak Kid was jealous. You know what I mean? I saw what he saw. I heard what he heard. Felt what he felt, and it was jealousy. Yeah. But he didn't have the balls to take it from Sean. He just watched and applauded Sean.
But you, Mr. Brightside, you would watch Kodak Kid from afar and say that Kodak Kid, he was letting everybody pass him by. Don't you think? You watched Kodak Kid.
Oh, of course. He was weak. Like I said, he held a strength he didn't know how to harness. It was in there. It was in here. It was in here. And yet, he couldn't do anything about it. So that's where I came in. I know how to harness it. I know how to harness the strength. I know how to harness their weaknesses. I know how to be the best. Sean Jovi claims to be the best. Sean Jovi has people who bow down to him as he walks out to the ring. No. They should be bowing down to me. Me. Because Sean Jovi hasn't beaten Mr. Brightside. He now has beaten Kodak Kid. But Mr. Brightside, no.
What I just saw on my screen just before.
I rolled him up.
Mr. Brightside won, Sean Jovi nothing. I'll put it right back up for the audience.
Oh yeah. Let's do it again. Pull back up once.
Oh, I'm gonna do that. Don't you worry. I got it right here. Look what I got.
Oh, Tom, this is so much fun. Oh no. There he is. Oh yeah.
Do you think Sean Jovi's
Look at the strength.
Let me ask you this question. Sean Jovi, right? He seems to be distracted these days. You know, these trampoliners have been trying to trampoline on him. Some other guy, Anthony Steele, probably heard of his name. Said a few things about WC and Craven Rage. I mean, he hasn't shown his face in a while on Sportswire. I mean, at least it seems for him. I mean, he said a lot about WCE, and he had a lot to say about Sean Jovi, and yet maybe you, more or less, kind of picked up the pieces where these trampoliners and this other guy, Anthony Steele, seems to have left off. Don't you think?
Oh, yes. I think, look
at it right here. Look at Sean Jovi and the expression that he has here. Look at this. We're going to pull it right back up. There we go. Okay. And we're going to pull it one more time. better spot. There we go. Okay, so here we go. Look at that. Look at that super kick there. And Sean Jovi kind of bounces off like a pinball, and you just pin him, roll him up slowly. 1, 2, 3. That's it.
The favorite to win the gauntlet match.
He's the favorite in every match he's in, but it seems like right now, like you said, what happens after summer? It's fall, and I think am I looking at the fall of Jovi right now? Is this the fall of Jovi?
It is definitely the fall of Jovi, Tom. Unfortunately for him, I have to be the one to make. Oh, God.
Look at his reaction. Look at it. Look at you've never seen Jovi like this before. I've had Jovi on many times. I've watched him, and that's not Sean Jovi. You got Sean Jovi right where you want him. It seems like you've picked up where that other guy Steele, who had his things to say about WCE, and those trampoliners who were coming to Appleton, you picked up right where they left off, and maybe they should owe you a thank you. Maybe they should thank you, those individuals.
Oh, I'll thank them. I'll thank them. It makes me think back to the comment of them coming here, the people watching, the real deal, the IMFs. I think back to that, and oh man, Anthony Steele, he's made quite a name for himself, hasn't he?
You know what? You said a lot.
We'll have to touch up on him at some point in time, but I'll get to him.
But you know what? If I said to you, you said a lot tonight about Sean Jovi, and apparently he's had enough. He saw what we talked about here, and now he wants to come on and say a few things to you. Would you welcome that, or would you want that? Would you welcome Sean Jovi coming on here to basically talk about what you've been saying about him all evening?
Sure.
You Bring sure? Him on.
Yeah.
Well.
Hi.
Oh my God! It's Sean Jovi, America's resident rock star. Sean Jovi.
Yeah.
I mean, how are you tonight? But what do you make of all this here? Mr. Brightside seems like he's planning your demise, and we saw you at the Wisconsin Apocalypse, and the world did, and that's not the Sean Jovi I've gotten a chance to know. And what do you have to say on all this?
First off, I want to say congratulations to everyone in the locker room for WC. We broke 700 subscribers in a matter of days. We have almost 70 subscribers in the past month alone.
Yep, it's an amazing comeback. It's
an amazing comeback, and I can't take all the credit for it. Mr. Brightside, you can take some credit. Everyone deserves a little credit here, which is fantastic. But Mr. Brightside,
Mr. Sean Jovi.
You see, I know that you have the golden ticket. You beat me 1, 2, 3, fair and square with a nice little roll up. They're very cute. But here's the thing. You're nothing but a jester, Brightside. And what's a jester to a king? He said,
Sean.
I am the king of all you see when it comes to WC. Doesn't matter how many losses I have. It doesn't matter if I'm on top of the world as an all-out or an interstate champion. It doesn't matter. I stand at the top of the mountain at the end of the day, no matter what, because I'm the king of WCE, and you're just this little jester bitch.
You were the king. You were the king.
He talked about that.
I will show you who the jester is, Sean.
Who you struggled with, Chaz J, who you struggled with, and he seems to be talking about them. They're the new kids on the block. They're the new guys that have led this WC amazing comeback. And how do you feel when you heard those things from Mr. Brightside, Sean Jovi?
You see, here's the thing, Tom. When I was in GBYW and we had a group of people who thought we're the underdogs and couldn't grow to be better, we called ourselves the new breed, and yeah, it's a ripoff on an ECW faction.
Yes,
but we were a new generation at that time, and that's what WC is doing right now. Is they're creating a new generation in Chaz J, in Reyes, I guess in Mr. Brightside too, if we really want to go there. But honestly,
you can go there.
But honestly, the only thing that's different is that they're on top right now. You see, I may be overlooked.
No. You're on top. You're on top. And you know it. Don't sit there and don't be like them. You're not.
You're
You don't be
right.
so humble.
You're right, Mr. Brightside. I am the
And
king
I'm
of
gonna
WC.
take you down. You know what, Sean? I'm not gonna do this pissing contest with you. I tell you what.
Oh my God!
I will see you very, very soon.
Wait a minute.
Tom, it's been a pleasure.
Oh, Mr. Brightside, thank you. I mean, we appreciate you coming on here, but well, I guess Mr. Brightside has had enough tonight. He does not want to speak with
I
you.
guess
And
you didn't want to piss in the same cup as me. Oh well.
I guess it's not a matter of who's the bigger star. We'll have to find out sometime. And I guess we thank obviously Mr. Brightside for coming on Sportswire. It's always good to be with you once again. I mean,
always,
I
man.
I hope for the best. I really do hope for the best. And you know what
I don't know
happened
where
is-
that lunatic went, but I guess he couldn't hang with the best in WC. Like I said, what's a gesture to a king? Just a little punk ass bitch who will never get one
Well,
over
maybe
me.
listen. Maybe you guys have a more even contest, 1-on-1. Maybe it's different. I guess we'll have to find out. But I mean, certainly there were some points. I think you made some good points just now. He made some other points that I don't know where we go from here. Ultimately, I think we're all excited. WC is closing the season out with a bang. What an amazing comeback. WC has shown that they are open for business. Come into WC and a little jester dancing around. Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Oh my God! Mr. Brightside! Mr. Brightside is, oh my goodness! He's passing out! Somebody get medical help! Somebody get attention! Where is help, police? EMTs, we need WC management staff. Mr. Brightside, and John Jovi's passed out. John Jovi's passed out. John Jovi's passed out. Jovi's down. Jovi's down. We need help. We need medical attention. Oh my God, Mr. Brightside appeared out of nowhere, and Sean Jovi has just passed out. Sean Jovi is down. Down goes Jovi. Down goes Jovi. Sean Jovi is down. Somebody get medical attention. We don't even know what has happened. Oh my God, it was supposed to be an historic night. It was supposed to be a night for the ages of WCE. Mr. Brightside, who we thought had left the interview, had left tonight's show, decided all of a sudden to interfere and make Sean Jovi, America's resident rock star, passed out. What will be the condition of Sean Jovi going forward? What will be the condition of America's resident rock star going into Fight or Fright? What will his condition be going into a Devil's Playground in a backyard brawl? Sean Jovi, last week we said it was his own nightmare. He was living a nightmare, and the nightmare seems to have come true. It's now reality. They used to say dreams come true, but now it seems to be nightmares that come true, ladies and gentlemen. Sean Jovi, down goes Jovi. Oh my God. Mr. Brightside, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, what will happen if Sean Jovi, if he gets that medical attention. I don't know if Sean Jovi will be able to stand on his own 2 feet to be able to get ready in time for Fight or Fright, let alone a Devil's Playground, a backyard brawl, because Sean Jovi is living in his nightmare. To quote Alice Cooper, welcome to my nightmare. Only Sean Jovi, it's you who's the nightmare. For those that may have just missed it, Sean Jovi, who was here on Sportswire, was talking about it. And now apparently management claims that they are going to fine Mr. Brightside a substantial amount of money. Could be 1 million. Well, WC's viewership is up that much. Maybe the money would be $1 million. But whatever it might be, all I know is that what was supposed to have been a historic night on Sportswire, a celebration, has now turned into a nightmare. Sean Jovi just can't get out of his own way. He's been dealing with these trampoliners from Kewanee, Illinois, who now want to put the nail in the coffin to his career, now control WC. Now it's worth something. And Anthony Steele, the most controversial figure in backyard and underground wrestling history, interrupted Sean Jovi not once but twice. And it's just Sean Jovi just, unfortunately, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, Sean Jovi's career. Jake Dvorak, my buddy Jake, I don't know if you saw it, but Sean Jovi was senselessly beaten. He was senselessly attacked by Mr. Brightside. Mr. Brightside just choked out Sean Jovi to the point that, well, he's probably getting medical attention. I don't know if management can confirm that there would be EMTs on the side if they're out there already going on route, but it has now been confirmed by management that it is Mr. Brightside versus America's resident rock star Sean Jovi at WCE Fight or Fight. We'll have to see more information. And yes, Jake Dvorak is the leader of DHC, and thankfully for Jake Dvorak, he's got Gabe Sayers to beat up, and he's not choking out Sean Jovi. I think Jake Dvorak will try to choke out Gabe Sayers, but for now, I mean, Sean Jovi's definitely got his own nightmares. And Anthony Steele's not here. I don't know why Zilla was saying hello to Anthony Steele. That was last week's show. He was here 3 times. But until then, though, Sean Jovi, I don't know where Sean Jovi is. Sean Jovi is in a medically induced coma. Yes, Jake, you missed that one. That was obviously, I'm sure people will talk about it. The clip will be on TikTok. And Jake, I think I'll see you here in a few weeks on Sportswire. I think we need to have a chat. We'll talk about you probably putting Gabe Sayers in a medically induced coma. But yes, Sean Jovi, probably right now, if he's lucky, he's got an EMT on site. A police officer hopefully is on site into Wisconsin and De Pere to see Sean Jovi in his condition. Mr. Brightside obviously continues his run as the 2024 Golden Eagle. Yeah, Anthony Steele's not here. I don't know why Zilla said hi to Anthony Steele. That was Thursday's show, Zilla. I mean, Anthony's back here, I'm sure, soon on Sportswire, but he's not here now. But thank you, Zilla, for confirming that. Thank you, Zilla, for confirming that. We do appreciate that. But we'll let you go on that. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We will be here tomorrow, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time with James Taylor of ROEW. We'll be here Thursday twice with Abraham Storm at 4 o'clock. And then at 10 o'clock Eastern Time, we'll be here with TBW's a slew of their talents, including Atomic Titan and Joshua Allen. I'm sure will be there. And yes, Mr. Cron, I think I want to do October 26th. Circle your calendar, Mr. Cron. October 26th, your return to Sportswire. And as we speak, thank you, management, for letting us know EMT is on site. We really appreciate that the EMT is on site. James, yes, I know. James Taylor's on Sportswire tomorrow. Yes, he's on Sports. Yeah, I know. What else is new, right? It's almost like the sun's supposed to come up. Yes, but James Taylor's on Sportswire. Yes, but Jake Dvorak's going to be on Sportswire later in the month, so that'll be good news for us because hopefully James Taylor's back on Sports. I'm surprised James Taylor hasn't been in the chat tonight. I'm sure maybe James Taylor's talking to Mr. Brightside about an appearance in WC. Liz, has James Taylor contacted you about coming to WC? Maybe that's what it is, but thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. I want to say hello to everybody out there. I want to say hello to my very special friend out there, Barry Gutman. Thank you for your support. I want to say hello to my friend out there in the chat that's out there watching this, and hopefully we'll get you a Halloween candle or two. And yes, quite a twist it was, but thank you so much, everybody, for your support on the road to 1,000 subscribers. And WCE is almost at 702 subscribers, so get them a sub. And good night, everybody. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice figuratively and literally where all wrestling matters. We were here with Mr. Brightside of WC to recognize WCE for getting 3,000 plus views on Wisconsin Apocalypse and then to 700 subscribers on YouTube. But we were unfortunately forced to watch a senselessly attack from Mr. Brightside of Sean Jovi. And you'll watch it back. I'll post a clip on TikTok and Instagram, and people will talk about it. Yes, thank you, Orbiting Doom. We appreciate it. It was definitely Doom. And Sean Jovi's definitely got plenty of doom and gloom. And yes, we'll have to figure it out tomorrow. We'll talk more about the fallout of it and more. But thank you, everybody. Good morning. Good afternoon. Oh, and we'll talk to anyone. Yes, now that WC is back. And no, we're done, Mac 10. We thank you very much. We'll see you soon. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. On the number one global radio station that is Sportswire Radio, where all wrestling matters. And thank you, everybody. But good to see you, Mac. I think I liked your clip on TikTok. And good stuff there. But this was WC's night. I believe we'll definitely talk soon. And I've done this twice tonight, so I don't have much of a voice anyway. So thank you. And yes, one more thing. See, this is why I don't come on the show. Yeah, oh, well, I mean, look, your safety will certainly be, I can promise you before we go, your safety is our most of an utter importance, Zilla. Definitely, we appreciate that. Oh, I was going to say, Mac, I mean, but I have Jack Spade's coming back in 2 weeks. But good to see you. Like I said, I liked your clip on TikTok. I did like the video there. Got to see more TikTok clips. Definitely more TikTok. Definitely. Thank you for everybody. Thank you, Mac, for coming on. And thank you for management for updating us. And let us know about the medical condition of Sean Jovi. If we can get an update for tomorrow's show, we'll talk about Sean Jovi's medical condition because something tells me he ain't going to be coming on Sportswire after what Mr. Brightside essentially did to him. Thank you, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on the number one global radio that is Sportswire.